Hello, and welcome to Super Soul Skills. My name is Avian Doyle. Have you noticed that you are sent the right people at the right time in your life? There is no coincidence. There is synchronicity, meaning divine, synchronized crossing of paths with people. So the people that you were married to, or the people you're with now, the people that you worked with or work with, your first love, your first friendship, all these different ships are divinely synchronized to benefit your growth, your happiness, your healing. So if there's people around you right now in your life, if there's workmates or friendships, family members that you're not seeing eye to eye with, that you're not appreciating or enjoying their company, perhaps there's just someone who rubs you the wrong way. I invite you to go deeper into that connection. And you don't have to involve that other person. This can be a private, personal thing you're doing yourself. And explore what it is that they are showing you, perhaps reflecting back to you, or maybe just highlighting a feeling when you're around that person. It seems to surface a trauma or a feeling or a belief system that you feel has run its course or you haven't dealt with. So if somebody is triggering you, it's often because there is unhealed trauma within your body and your energy field that is using this person as a permission slip for you to do the healing work and to look at and address what is it deep inside me now that is coming up to the surface, so it can be healed, so it can breathe, and so it can be revealed to you. So I like to call them happy accidents. Our lives are full of happy accidents, but I put accidents in inverted commas because they're not really accidents. The synchronicities, going somewhere and randomly hearing that obscure song that your father absolutely loved and would sing it all the time. That's a divine happy accident. It's a synchronicity from spirit to get you to feel your grief, or perhaps just to feel the connection of your father. It's often a message of recognition when we hear these, when we experience these synchronicities. So spirit will often use music, numbers, number sequences, feathers, coins, pennies from heaven. It's a lovely expression. When you get those pennies from heaven, you see these copper coins everywhere, constantly. And it makes you feel warm inside. It gives you a sense of connection to your loved ones, to your ancestors, or maybe even your angel guides that are saying the money's on the way, the rent will get paid, prosperity is just a breath away. So if you're complaining or feeling there's a lack of connection or response in your personal life, or even in your work life, in your life where you have connections, where you have relationships of all different kinds, I invite you to look at what those relationships are bringing up for you. Why am I attracting? Why am I crossing paths with this person? Now, it's a two-way thing. Sometimes you're bright and shiny, thriving in your life, and you're sent to cross paths with somebody who's not, somebody who's down and out, somebody who needs evidence that living a joyful life is possible. And sometimes that's the role that you will play in that moment with that person. You are proof that happiness, feeling safe in the world does exist. As some of you know, I work extensively with people in recovery from addiction. I love this work. It is my passion. For some reason, I feel a deep connection with people in recovery from addiction. Probably because I have noticed that 99% of people with addiction issues are super powerful, sensitive souls, highly sensitive, often psychic, in tune, intuitive, but it was shut down at an early age for whatever reason, for trauma, abuse, neglect, whatever reason. Maybe just fear, maybe just a discomfort in actually recognizing their gifts because society and the cultures around us don't tend to. Perhaps that's the connection that I feel. But I'm often very inspired at how the clients I've worked with in the past and the people I work with now, how their synchronicity plays out. It's like their entourage of angels are so empowered to send them the right person, for somebody to say just that right sentence at the perfect time. I often am blessed to receive their stories about spiritual synchronistic things that happen. I had one client say he was very, very low during COVID. He reached a really tough point and he was on the verge of using again because he didn't feel he could find a way out of his pain. And he didn't have the support. He wasn't coming into our centre and he wasn't having the physical resources and support that he would usually have in place. So he was feeling really alone. And he was about to pick up his drug of choice. And he said, out of nowhere, on the radio, which was in the background, wasn't even paying attention to it, a song that was very much connected to his sister who had passed. His sister always sang this song to him, and it was her song. He said this song just burst. He almost felt like the volume went up. It just burst on the radio. And he was shook and he was moved to tears, and he felt that well of love and support, and he felt his sister's presence around him, and it knocked him to his knees. And he sobbed and he cried and he just released and released layer by layer all that fear and trauma and loneliness. And he just said he felt like he melted into the arms of his sister, like she was this angel. And he said, that was not a coincidence. I didn't go back to picking up the drug. I just